Greetings. I'll be standing here till the last boggart shatters. Didenhill's warden. That means he sees to things, keeps us safe and the like. They're out in droves. I don't know why, but Kester might. He returned from a scouting mission not long ago. Kester's right in the town square. Talk to him. Take care.
Can I help you? Welcome to our famed craft hall. If you've come to buy, you may speak with Olin or myself. He handles the sales of weapon and arms. I let him after I gave myself a bad cut once. A village like Didenhill needs a man like Kester to watch over it. I know I feel safer now that he's our warden. We're known all throughout Dalentarth. The best artisans, all under one roof. It was my dream to gather all our artisans under one roof, and so I built the craft hall. I run it still. Our doors are always open.
you ask me, that witch across the lake's had a hand in this plague.
Can I help you?
Looking for a blacksmith. Forgive me. Blood plague, you know. Cora brought us together. Now she and Olin can worry about strangers, and I can keep to my forge. I've got it, but not near as bad as some. Grey Gunner's laid up. So's that dear girl, Kareen. A good smith is never out of work. Not in a troubled village this far into the She. That all?
Riseburg Arms and Armors, blacksmithing on premises. The day I met Inga, she smote me in the heart. With that hammer there, it's true, left a bruise you wouldn't believe. By making the craft hall, Cora settled a land dispute, a trade argument, and made herself queen of the market. Oh, it's Inga who's handy at the forge. She likes iron more than people. Iron. And me. Good then. Sailing in the lower land, low.
The militia's store of potions has been used up. We lost our alchemist nearly a month ago. Now it's up to me to resupply reagents and brew the potions. Somehow. Best thing against boggarts is flame. Old Oleander had a fine potion for that. I can manage a crude semblance thereof, when I've the proper reagents. Dyden Hill's warden and war hero. I doubt any could have dealt better with the troubles we've had. Where we crafters work and mostly live. Olin and Cora handle selling the goods. She's the head and the heart of the craft hall. Truth is, I don't know where we'd be without her. What? You mean Oleander's gone and got himself killed? Ah, poor sod. More genius than sense, I always said. Our biggest problem is boggarts, and the best thing against them would be fire. So it's fire potions. Tinder twig and scarwood bark. They're out in Glendara Wood, but the wood's been far too dangerous for the likes of me. Makes sense, doesn't it? Wooden little things after all. You do seem the brave and heroic sort. Well, the village has a fund. Tinder twigs often in that cave-like pass south of the lake. And scarwood barks found by the ruins in northern Glendara Wood. Tinder twig, which is easiest found in Ironhold Passage. And scarwood bark, which is found near the ruins in northern Glendara Wood. Now this is good news indeed. Here, have this for your efforts.
The waters of Loch Dyden. Such a lovely sight.
If you ask me, there's one clear cause of this plague, and it's sitting right across the lake. I mean that Fateweaver.
I have full faith in Kester to keep us safe.
Can I help you?
I wish Murdoch Hayne had a few more fire potions for the boggarts.
By me, Tharu, what is it you... Oh, hello. Did Thaddeus send you? Kester Barclay. My apologies. I don't mean to be rude. This crisis has me a bit on edge. That boy needs to rest. He's got the cough. Won't listen to me or his own brother. I grew up here. Seems like only yesterday I went to fight in the war. When I got back, I was the toast of the town. Thought I was through with all that fighting. We're simple people here. Merchants, tradesmen. We're not equipped to deal with a threat like this. He won't likely kill you. Leave you weak as a kitten there. Around here, that's as good as dead. Yes, that's it. Did Thaddeus tell you? The boggarts carry it in their venom, and they're spreading it everywhere. Normally the things keep to themselves. Looks like some Jotun got into their lair, though. force the boggarts out. I can't, but Astrid Frisk, our healer, can. That is when she has the medicine to treat it. We've been running low. More should have arrived this morning. You can ask her about it if you're curious. You're either brave or a fool. But if you could kill the Jotun, perhaps the boggarts would leave us alone. All right. Travel north to the boggarts' lair in Coilsbane and clear out their cave. Lumbering brutes. Almost twice as tall as a man and just as wide. Why they came to Glendara is anyone's guess. They just showed up one day. We weren't going to stop them. Coilsbane is a boggart cave just north of town. Well, it used to be anyway. A while back, some Jotun started digging in the caves. They drove the boggarts out, and right into our town. Don't know what the Jotun were looking for, or if they've found it, and I don't care. I just want them gone. A single boggart we can handle, but 10, 20? It's only a matter of time before the whole town is infected. I can't allow them to run around unchecked, putting all the folks here at risk. Our own healer. As you can imagine, she's hardly slept since the outbreak. If you think you can be of any help, you most likely find her in her cottage, tending to the sick. Driving the Jotun from Coilsbane would be the best thing you could do for us. Of course, Astrid Frisk could probably use some help as well. Until later, then.
Ah, the castle. This tells me that your tavern will be a part of Loch Dyden for decades to come.
Plague or
Last
thunder,
month you told
the
me that
craft
the
hall's
plague would
doors
take
are
us all.
always open.
I know, but that's not what fate says anymore.
Damn it, Agarth. You're cut off.
Yeah, and I bet I know whose fault that is.
You're a brave soul coming to Dydenhill. This little village is faring pretty badly, and I would know. I was in the war. It's in your best interest to fill your pack and depart as soon as you're able. The blood plague works fast, very fast. It was once an old Alfar outpost, nothing extraordinary. Then it became the last line of defense, where we held back the Tuatha through long nights of fire. Melson Shear is where I lost this hand. where I knew I'd never come home the same man that I left. I'd rather not talk about it, if that's okay with you. I think about the war enough as it is, and I doubt these wolves will ever let me forget it. You don't want to know about me. Besides, that name hardly means anything to me now. I came back different, a shadow of the boy from Goreheart. It's pretty nasty, and I've seen my fair share of infections and ailments. We had plenty of them in the trenches and on the walls of Melson Shear. You met Gisela? How? I sent that death notice. She should know that I'm dead. She cannot know that I survived. Call me a coward. Call me whatever you wish. I am not the same man she wed so long ago. I am broken. I cannot subject her to the nightmares, the wounds, the restlessness. I will spare her that torment. I don't know. I've endured much, but perhaps she has endured even more. Her silent vigil has no doubt been as trying as my time on the battlefield. You're right. This reunion is one we both deserve. We have earned our happiness. How could I have ever considered anything else? Thank you, truly. Thank you. I paid a scholar to fashion a false death notice, the kind the army uses to inform the next of kin that a soldier has fallen in the line of duty. A courier left with it several days ago. All my hope for Gisela's future went with it.
It's your fault that I can't pay my tab, you know? I wasn't ever supposed to come back here in the first place. I've spent the last 20 years knowing what fate had in store for me, and then you... Damn it. I thought I had my life figured out. I know. It's just... I wasn't always the man I am now. In my youth, I was quite the warrior. I fought beasts the size of trees, was celebrated by mortals and fae alike. When I was initiated into the Fateweavers, I thought it was a reward for my good deeds. The first time I saw my own fate, I realized it was nothing but a curse. My own death, of course. But not a hero's death as I had always dreamed. I was going to die alone and unknown. Killed by an Etin and used for stew. It was a terrible end, but I knew it was part of fate's greater plan. Then you came and changed that future. You stole my part in the tapestry. I was at peace with knowing the worst, but what do I do now that there's nothing to know? You're right. My glory days don't have to be over, and as long as I'm around you, I don't know how my story will end. That means I've got to make sure you stay around in one piece. Maybe this old trinket from my youth will help. After all, I don't just owe you my life. I owe you my future. Why, I once tracked the Yeth of Avgrun on a moonless night by smell alone. Fey or not, I could have tracked those Tuatha sober. They've set up in a cavern north of town, complete with some way of scrying your location. That's how they found you so easily. I have a plan, but it'll take the both of us to work. These soldiers were sent out with one purpose. Finding you and making sure you stay dead. Everything else, the Well, Arden, Hugues, have all been collateral damage. They're using something big to track you. They call it the Eyes of Tirnoch. Smash it, and they won't be following you anymore. The main entrance is heavily guarded and will require a strong attack. The other route is trapped. It'll need a subtler approach. I don't have an answer for that. I can't imagine what about you made Gadflow send his troops across the continent. Straightforward and direct. A warrior after my own heart. I'll cover the back and make sure they can't escape to report back to whoever sent them here. Let's track down some trouble.
This is the Three Lamps. Plague's put my own grey in the healer's care, but we're open nonetheless. We've had our plague shield, and well, so far so good. But what to do when the plague shield runs out? He's sick, off at the healer's, poor duck. And while he is, I can make this inn presentable. And ain't it about time? Oh, he looked so fine the day he marched off a fresh soldier. I fear boggarts and blood plague have done what war could not. Great. We've an open room, if you've gold to pay. Do you then? Suit yourself. Best cup of ale and cut of roast in all Dallentarth. And our rates are reasonable. All right, all right.
I should go sit down and rest.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, but I'm simply out of Plague Shield. There's nothing I can do for you or anyone else till I have it. Blasted blood plague. Only thing for treating the blood plague. Few indeed have the skill to make it. I certainly can't, for all my years as a healer. Lumpkins, oafs, and busybodies. Except for the poor bedraggled sick ones here in my care. I suppose they all mean well, only the airs coming out of these woods have addled their brains. Normally, I'd say it's not as bad as it sounds. Doesn't kill most of the time, just weakens. Only half the village has it now, and a bedridden village starves sooner or later. It treats the blood plague, which almost all of Didenhill's sick with just now. Brother Faelands should have come with more. Can't think where he is. Good, because the whole village needs that plague shield. Never mind what happened to that old oaf. I need the medicine. 3 parcels at least. Go up the road through Glendora Wood that leads to the mission. Bring the plague shield yourself if you must. Well, Brother Faelands should have it, but then he should have been here by now. Go up into Glendora Wood toward the mission. See what you can find. Well, on your way with you. Another, is it?
We're under a plague here in Didenhill, I'm afraid.
Yes, what?
Forsworn work? Good. The gold's run low and my mother's not doing so well. To the Warden's bridge it is. A plague troubles Didenhill. It's but a hindrance for the young and healthy. For her. For the older ones. Some get through it. Others don't. It's an honor to be taken as hireling, and they do look after their own. Since Mother fell ill, I've had more work and pay than ever before. I'm more grateful than I can say. It's seen its share of hardship, so I can serve in the militia and do what I can. All able bodies must serve in turn. Since warsworn know how to fight, we're usually the first called. Aye, the one smack in the heart of Lorca. Go north of here, then east, then south along the road. Aye, the one smack in the heart of Lorca. Farewell, Mother. I won't be long.
Othor, is that you?
Bring your dear mother a drop of water.
Yes, what?
There are bandits out there, despite the plague.
My brother Thaddeus. He's sicker than he knows. I fear for him if he doesn't take a rest from guard duty. We suffer our share of hardships, true, but we're quiet folk all in all. Quiet folk. I'm a miller. None of these crafts and such for me. When I'm not at the millstone, I'm here by the lake, fishing. Take after my old uncle Enseneg that way. The fishing's good here, but the fish, well, they're as wild as the she is all. He stood there day and night. He'll die of plague is the short and long of it. Don't quite know how to talk sense into the fool. Our sister could if she wasn't laid in bed with the plague herself. She was fine until 2 days passed. Then, all of a sudden, she could hardly stand. Astrid's tending to her now. When she took sick is right when Thaddeus got that foolish notion stuck in his head. He's an odd one. Lives in Ettenmere, of all places. Mm-hmm.
It is you! I never dared hope that this day would come. Once you start to believe in the fantasy, the reality becomes too unbearable to return to. Camden has returned to me, and you have made it so. You have done the impossible, and for that, I owe you more than this meager reward. I can see a future now, where before there was only the harsh cold of a long winter. Now there is the warmth of spring. Thank you. I was born and raised right here in the village. Well, not in Gorhart proper, but on a farmstead outside the village boundaries. It was a good life. Before the war, of course. It's strange. Those old birds have been perched on that hill for as long as I can remember, staring down over the rest of us in the village like hawks. I know so little about them. I don't even know their names. It's my understanding that they were once members of the Court of Winter, and Fae like any other. But something dark lured them, took them, and twisted them in its grip. Goodbye. Bye.
Perhaps there's some hope.
I wish Murdoch Hayne had a few more fire potions for the boggarts.
As the tree roots into the earth, the tendrils of thoughts twist to the soul. As the fire renews the field, the birthing labors produce the foal. As the mantis climbs to his mate, the heart outstretched to her fair hand. As the hunter kills its prey, beside this hill he crafts from sand.
By Matharu, I am growing worried for Brother Felon. The day is come and gone, and he still has not returned. It may not have the luminous pomp of St. Odwig's, but then St. Hadwin was a modest apostle of Matharu. Our worship centers on our prayer beads and the practice of cutting and clarifying shards through sage crafting. A much larger mission in Gorehart to the west. They are unmatched in venerable years of service. I like to think what we lack therein we have in humility, in purity. Yes, we have heard of the sad affliction that has struck Dyden Hill. Thus it is when nature strays from order. Why, the great God of order, who makes the seasons to turn, life to rise from the ground, and death return to it. We have devoted our lives to this service. A goodly sort of village, though it does not have the tranquility of Dyden Hill. I swear it, he has the heart of Hadwin himself. A remarkable mind for herbs and medicines as well. Killed? Oh dear. Well, he is with Matharu now. I hesitate to ask, but did you happen to take his prayer beads? Terrible if they were left to lie there with him. Why, yes, they are. And so he is dead then? Well, he has joined Matharu. You should know we have a tradition. Rather than bury prayer beads, they are passed on to some other believer. Tell me, do you adhere to Matharu's creed? To honor and uphold the forces of order and good. Our religious mission is to see chaos and suffering laid low beneath Matharu's hammer. Mitharu is not a jealous power. You are still a child of order if you do good. Keep the beads and do as I tell you. At each mission, Odwig's, Edric's, and our own, there is a special shrine to Mitharu. Go you and pray at each one, and the power of Mitharu will grant your beads great and greater strength. We mourn our brother's loss, and yet in our sorrow we acknowledge that death is part of life's pattern. Pray at the shrines of St. Edric's, St. Odwig's, and before this very mission. At each one you pray, the beads will be improved. A lovely mission far to the south in the depths of the Shee. It's been many years since I've been there, I'm afraid. The heart of the Faelands, some say. Fey magic is certainly at its thickest there. Pray at the shrines of St. Edric's, St. Odwig's, and before this very mission. At each one you pray, the beads will be improved. Mitharu watch and guide you always.
A newcomer.
Come for our sage crafting? I can help with that. Anything else, speak with Gamian or Udo. He has joined Mitharu now, peace upon his soul. We are kindred spirits. We see Mitharu in gems. We seek holiness in refining them. Brother Gamian says it best, but in the art of working gems is all the glory of Mitharu. We have quiet, order, and a sage-crafter's bench. What more could I desire? The news of Faelands' passing will be hard on him, I am afraid.
What brings you to our humble mission? You have heard of our remarkable shards and gems, perhaps? Are you a follower of Mitharu, here to worship? Ah, a follower of the great order of the world. You are, of course, welcome to our humble mission, and all of Mitharu's homes. He is a man of few words, but he is gifted at the Sage Crafter's table. Our brother's death is a hard lesson. We must meditate to see beyond the sorrow, as does Brother Udo. It is a beautiful lesson in the ways of Mitharu. Each gem carries within it his influence. Untouched, you can see the light of peace working in a perfect symphony. A shard is but one raw image of this perfection, refined by our imperfect hands. Behold our unassuming mission, pure and simple as the very first waters. Brother Ansel and I devote our hours to shards and gems, while the others tend garden and shrine. All of us pray upon our beads.
A visitor. How wonderful!
I will never be your lover, yet I will make a likeness of your loveliness, your sun-kissed face, your moonlit eyes. I found a crest of sand, from which I will give my love true form.
Logris, you surprised me. What are you doing down here? I see my Jotun have failed at their orders. But did Padaxes send you? Lysander, perhaps? Tell me. Those fools have no idea what I'm capable of, which is obvious if you're all they sent to stop me. You will. I wonder, you've seen what this place is, yes? An entire city constructed to focus the power of a single spell. I have, of course, already cast the spell. Even now, my deathless servants rise from centuries of slumber. No, it is clear I cannot let you live. But answer me this, and I'll grant you a swift death. Which one sent you? Was it Padaxes or Lysander? Fine. Whether you're an agent of the Rose Court or the Onyx Tower, you can take your secret to the grave. My spell commands untold legions. Soon, both of their houses will crumble. You, however, will not live to see their ruin.
Well now, looks like a nice cut of meat just fell into our laps. Welcome to the Traveller's Camp, Dove. So, I don't want to think you've stumbled on our camp by accident. Go on, ask. Ask to join our merry number. I thought by the look of you that you might. I have a good feeling about you. But some feelings count less around here than they should. I'll send you to the camp's leader, Krilgarin. She'll get you on your way.
This is the front entrance. You'll face their strongest guards, so it's no place for subtlety. Find their scrying mirror and smash it. I'll slip in the back and make sure none of them escape. You know the Summer Court and Issa? Well, the Winter Court are their darker siblings. They're not evil, but they're definitely not nice. The Tuatha aren't like any Fae I've ever known. They're cruel, bloodthirsty, and savage. Why, they're practically human. He once offered me an honorary knighthood after I slayed the Dream Eater of Amora. He was quite gracious when I turned him down. The Crystal War, they've been calling it. 10 years ago, the Winter Fae turned violent and attacked us in force, calling themselves the Tuatha Deohn. They say it's their sacred duty to cleanse the mortals from their lands. Naturally, the humans and Alpha who live here aren't so happy with that plan. It's been going back and forth for years. Where there's war, there's soldiers nervous about their fate, and that's where I come in. Ah, the warm and welcoming Fae of the Summer Court. They were the ones who welcomed man, Alpha, and Gnome into the Faelands. You'd hardly realize the Tuatha are the same sort of creature. The mine has a main entrance and an escape tunnel. The main one is heavily guarded, and the escape is heavily trapped. I saw them bringing barghests down in cages, probably still being trained. Turn the beasts free, and I bet they cause some chaos for you. I saw them bringing barghests down in cages, probably still being... The immortals inscribe their knowledge of fate into the living stone. I always thought it was a poetic way of talking about the theater, but there it is, in your hands. Keep it close, child. Whoever that Aelinshire is, I don't think she's our enemy. If she wanted us dead, she could have killed us while we were weakened. But she's still trouble. Reminds me of a dark elf who left me half naked and tied to a barghest once. Now those were the days. Thanks for giving an old man another chance. It's good to know I've got a future again. And even better not to know what it is. Just go inside and find those scrying mirrors. Don't worry, I'll be coming along to help. Good luck.